we're at the McKnight house. In November, they lost their son, and then about 2 weeks later, the tornado hit and took pretty much half of their house. So right now, they're reconstructing it, about to lay some concrete and putting up drywall and everything.
We did some yard work. We moved some drywall, took down some siding. We're gonna put up more drywall, some wiring. This is Miss Betty's house. She's an 83-year-old woman whose house was taken in the tornado. Operation Blessing has blessed this lady with this house, be able to provide that for her. And for the past couple of months, she's fell several times, and she's in a rehab center. So this will be a new house that will be safer than what she was in. And we're working on drywall, electrical, and plumbing for the house right now.
So a really cool story that was shared with us is Miss Betty had about 6 Bibles that she really liked to read from, and when she left her home to go stay at her daughter's house, she really wanted was her Bibles, and when they went to go search, like everything was just destroyed, but they found all of her Bibles underneath either her friend's or neighbor's house, probably both, but they were all just in a pile under the porch. The little girl had stopped and asked me if we were with the operation, and I said yes. And then she said we are actually affected by it, that they live in Dawson, and then she gave me a hug. And then I decided that I wanted to put my $50 towards them, and I went up to them because they were paying as soon as we saw them again. So I went up to them and I asked them if it'd help, and I told them what we were doing, and they said that helped a lot. They actually lost their home in the tornado, so feel very good.
We were driving around seeing the devastation, and we saw a couple sitting on the remains of their house that was got blown away by the tornado, and it was absolutely wrecked. Like, there's nothing there, and they looked like they needed something. So me, Garrett, and Jaylee decided to give our blessing money to them. We got out of the van, we went over there, and we gave it to them. And we said we felt God telling you that you guys needed this. And they didn't say much, but they looked like they were in gratitude.
We ended up going to a restaurant last night that we weren't planning on going to, and we had the idea in mind whenever we sat down that we would tip all of or that we would give our $50 that we had been challenged to give to all the waitresses. There was 3 that were all working at our table, and then there was another that we just had kind of thrown in, and we had planned that before we had realized that some other table had paid for our food, and it was like $400 worth. And we ended up, after they told us, we brought them all around the table and we all gave them our money. It was a really sentimental moment, and it touched them more than we realized, and it was a good night.
With my blessing money, I decided to give Kara it because, well, being so young as she is and not having stuff and everything being gone away, I feel like it'd be better for her to have more toys than I could have when I was a kid.
So we went to a place called Gather, which is a coffee shop type place. We went there 2 days in a row. Braden, Mr. Blake, and Mr. Fred went there the first day to order coffee, and the lady was having a bad day. We kind of joked with her. Then the next day we came back with pretty much everybody on our group on the mission trip. Miss Reese asked me if I wanted to give my $50 to her. Without much of a second thought, I said, sure. So I gave it to her as a $50 tip, saying that I hope it helps with the business or something along those lines. She has an elaboration.
Yeah, and so as we were leaving the coffee shop, I was in the very back of the group because I wanted to get a video of Jeremiah giving the 50, and I just felt strongly that the woman needed to know like the intention behind what we were doing. So I explained to her that the leaders and chaperones of the mission trip, we challenged the students to give $50 as a blessing, someone who stands out to them or someone who they think needs it. I had told her that, and I wanted her to know that she was seen and she was loved by God. And the woman just started crying, and she explained how she had a bad day the day before, and she was going through months of heartache because her mom just went through lung cancer, and she was having a hard time having hope because a lot of her friends and family were saying that her mom, even though she's cancer free, she's just gonna get it back because her mom's a smoker, and so she was really struggling to have hope. She was really struggling to just have peace through that situation. So I got to pray with her, and her name is Jessica, and I just thought that was fitting, and it was really cool getting to kind of team up with Jeremiah, and I just think that's how the body of Christ works. You know, you work together, and he went ahead, he gave that 50, and I got to come along and pray, and so it was just a really cool moment.
With our Blessing Money challenge, the 5 of us pulled our money together to get a pool for one of the main families that we've been working with this week. The McKnight family is a family of 5 who in November lost their 18-year-old son in a car accident. A week or 2 later, their home was taken by the tornado, and so they lost everything. They lost their pool, they lost all of the kids' things, and they have an 11-year-old daughter, and one of the things that she really missed was pool. And so we combined all of our money, and we were able to get her a pool for her backyard.